everyone.
Hi, everyone.
I'm Tracey.
And I'm Carol.
And we are, after quite a bit of time, by
stealing my Outlander.
Go ahead.
I just did Outlander.
Purgatory.com.
Oh my God, I can already hear people complaining about that intro. Your intro kind of sucks. You should get a new one.
I'm sorry, but we're not used to being together. We were trying to figure out the last time we did this together, and
the last episode, right?
No, like the last time we did a video was the last episode. Mm-hmm. The last time we did a video in the same room.
Oh, in the same room.
Although it kind of almost looks like we're in different rooms a little because the refrigerator's right in the middle. But see, look, my side, her side.
Then they rode this way.
Then they rode that way.
Then they rode this way.
So,
I'm going to hurt myself on this apparatus we have going on. Is that thing on?
Yeah, it's on. I tested it.
Cindy Brady with a red light.
I tested. We have a different microphone today. Ian has graciously loaned us his because I was like, didn't think to bring mine. And it's I'm sorry, I apologize if I'm spending this video going like this because I don't like to look at, we're using photo booth. For those of you who care. And so I don't know how to make it small. I probably can make it small by going like this. Small.
I think it's funny that we're on Mary Stuart's Scotland by David and Judy Steele.
What?
And Scotland, books? Nigel Blundell. And I didn't even mean to. You guys, we have to prop the computer up because we're old.
We're old.
So you need to be
Well, no, that has nothing to do with being old. It has to do with...
Oh, in my world it does. Instead of being, if it was down here, then it would really
Right,
accentuate
but
my
you never, I mean, I don't
neck.
care how old you are. We've said this before. You don't ever want to, like, film yourself up. You want to film yourself down, which means that the camera or the computer or whatever has to be up. It's going up this way.
All right, I'm going to say something. Rated R, okay? So leave the room if you don't like it. Shannon... Shouldn't say
not her real name. Not her real name.
She would say, yeah, my grandmother says, at our age, you can't be on. Because they're getting all of this.
Oh, my gosh. Well, Carol, we're both drinking the same thing.
When in Rome,
drink Santa Margarita. Slash.
Okay, so clearly the elephant in the room is my sad and pathetic life,
which is not nearly as sad and pathetic as you make it out to be.
It's pretty sad.
Yeah, you'd be surprised. I don't know. At least on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, it's not sad and pathetic.
You guys, Tracy comes here every week. She's here. What was that?
That was an email.
She's here. You get Stitch Fix?
No, you know what? I signed up for it because I thought it was going to be cool, and then I read the fine print and just looked at it, and I think I asked you, and you were like, eh.
No, I used it. I've used it a couple
and
times.
And I just was like, no, but I still get the emails.
I don't know that I've ever actually made a purchase, but a lot of people like it.
Yeah.
And I have a friend whose husband uses it, and he really likes it because he feels like, he doesn't know how to dress himself. So, I don't know. So
I come here Tuesdays and Wednesdays. Sometimes Wednesdays and Thursdays.
She hangs out here. She brings her massive computer.
Because, hoodie season is in full-on swing.
So she's able to come here.
That's remote working, to those of you who may not have watched this before.
Yes. And she hangs out, and she does her work, and she makes my life a little less sad and pathetic. She keeps me going so I don't sit around and be sad.
Well, I can tell you guys that I think Carol's life is not nearly, like I said, as sad and pathetic as she makes it out to be. It's, clearly it's been a tough road. But I think that things are moving forward with the same kind of wacky brand of MOP / Randonelli / Stark / whatever craziness that it always has. And God, this is like a Band-Aid moment.
I don't know what we're talking about. Sorry, you guys. I have total fog. Like,
So just like, I think the elephant in the room was like the good way to say things. So, it's good. But like,
am I allowed to say like you guys like touched? It doesn't even begin to cover it. Like I can't even. Tom always wanted to make a thank you video for last year when you guys were so cool. And he never, unfortunately, got to do that. And I don't even know where to start. I haven't even, like thank you notes are really kind of scary because you have to go through, what am I saying? Please help me.
No, it's you know what? I would say, when people are always like, how's Carol doing? Like, those of you who have, people have DM'd and whatever. And I always say, like, it's kind of overwhelming. And I think that's really the big word
for a scatterbrain like mine, it's been an extremely overwhelming situation. And I have to now be mom and dad. And I have to get so much. Any of you who've been there, there's just so much you have to do. There's so many changes you have to make. There's weekly meetings with people about getting your life in order, and you have to still get up in the morning and get your kids to school and feed them, and it's just crazy, and it's really, really hard, but I cannot tell you how much, oh my God, we appreciate, GoFundMe, are you kidding me? Oh, don't get me started on that, I'll really cry.
I'll have to be
P.S. Tom knew about the GoFundMe. He was on hospice for 8 days, so he knew. I don't know how good of a grasp he had on it, but, because
his
opioids are helpful and evil all at the same time.
Yeah.
So, where they might help your pain, they really mess with your head. So, but he did know about it, and he knew that you guys were involved, and he was just, there's no words for how you feel at something like that when complete strangers are helping you. And at his at his wake, to walk in and see flowers from you guys.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Oh,
and you know who you are, and just all of the messages, all of the lovely, kind words from everybody. People were just so. It's so amazing how everybody, how lives of people you've never even really met, and maybe just seen on these goofy videos, or not even seen on goofy videos, just talk to on Twitter or whatever. They really are so impactful,
and people take the time. First of all, I'm really, like I said, you guys know I'm pretty scatterbrained, so thank you notes are something that have always been really, really hard for me. I have terrible handwriting, and I hate anybody who has something like this understands. It's very hard for me to sit down and write out. My brain's working faster than my hands, and so I've always, since we were little kids.
And our mom always made us do it.
My mom was always like, get those things.
Yes, for every gift, and it was really annoying.
And so for me, just to get something in the mail is hard, and I've had lovely friends who have also helped me, and I'm not finished yet, but to get a card in the mail from Outlander fans just like me, who are just saying nice things to me and putting lavender bits into the card, my God, or Suze, you're on my mantle. Everybody who comes to I gotta get it.
Okay.
I got it.
Do you want me to
not the box?
So I'm going to tell that story. So Carol's this is what I talk about when I'm goofy. We're talking about the video, and we don't really have anything planned here. We're going to talk about a bunch of things. But Carol's do you think we should include Tom in it? And I was yeah, I was kind of thinking I'll probably cut him in a little at the end, maybe a video. And she's no. Do you think we should include Tom, from the mantle?
Tom.
I was oh my God,
Tom,
no!
His request was to be cremated, and when they said, where do you want to go? He said, take me home with my family. So Tom is on the mantle.
Mm-hmm.
And
we'll have to tell the story of the flower.
Oh, that's coming.
Okay.
And Sue's, love you to pieces, because Sue's has made things for us before that we've shown on videos. But she made me this, took a picture of Tom off the internet. But this is probably backwards. So I'm just going to read it from Diana Gabaldon. You say it, because you probably can read it better than I can.
And I actually put this, I think I quoted this on some tweet and on Facebook. It's from spoiler alert, if you have not read the books, well, I won't even spoil. I won't even spoil. Like, something happens to somebody that's sad. That's
sad. Somebody died. Two people are discussing
the death of a third person.
The death of a
common person. Yes.
Person to the two of them.
Yes. And the one person is like, well, I don't know where he is or whatever, and then they just say, he's just there on your right, man, where he belongs.
He's just on your right.
On your right. And if you haven't guessed
we're not
who that character
on that, but and that's really, again, for anybody who's lost anybody, that's what you go through. Where are they? Are they okay? So that really got me. And Tom's family has been here and all seen that, because that is now resting on the box where he is, the cool nautical box that Shannon and I found at the home store, whatever it was. Anyway, so I have like a million stories. Are you kidding me? I have so many things that I've wanted to say, and just thank you. Whether it was a card, whether it was a monetary donation to my children and myself, or to the Head and Neck Cancer Alliance, or a flowers, or just a nice thought for us, just a second in your day to think, wow, I feel bad for them, or I send them a prayer, or some, just thank you. I can't, every single thing that we've gotten or felt or anything, it's just so remarkable.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are the bomb. You guys are awesome. And, yeah.
We got to get some funny into this video, because they've probably turned us off.
Well, I think you should tell. Do you want to tell? I mean, the flower story is a good story. Tell me a story, too.
Well, that's coming, too. Can I start with that? The other one.
Okay.
And I want to go back a little ways for this, and I'm going to tell it fast. I've mentioned in the blog before about how years and years ago, Tom and I stumbled upon a church and just went and walked around on an October day. And it was just like so amazing. There's, 17th century tombstones, just so cool. And the next day I went back by myself because it was a Sunday and Tom was watching Little Giants.
This is sounding a lot like that you went back and like put your hands on a stone and
I almost did. Well, there's a big, huge. So I went back the next day. This is you guys pre-kids. I mean, my daughter's 17. I was 20 years ago, and I'm there, and this church is amazing, and I'm just taking pictures of the church and the landscape and everything. And I leave this church, and I get back in my car, and I drive, and the church is up on the hill, and I take one look at it, and the tears start falling, and I'm like, what is going on? I'm not that person who cries. It was so bizarre. I'm just like sobbing in my car, not knowing why. And I fully admit I am a believer in past lives. So I thought, okay, maybe I might have, been in a relationship or, sibling or spouse or something of one of the Revolutionary War soldiers who fought at the Battle of Monmouth. Because where was I? But I was at the Old Tenant Church, which... Do I need a spoiler alert here? I guess I do. Yeah, put a spoiler alert maybe.
I'm not doing the spoiler alert.
But, okay, that you've all read about, because who hasn't read Moby already? So,
they know.
It happened to be the church that Diana Gabaldon, when I finally start reading about Moby, because I live in Monmouth County, and I start reading, oh my God, Diana Gabaldon is writing about the Old Tenant Church. I mean...
That doesn't really spoil it much.
And I'm like, what? And I just remembered, I had that weird experience back then, just crying, had no idea why. Didn't think another thing of it until we are in the hospital at the Ocean County Medical Center in Brick, New Jersey. Fabulous people, amazing hospital.
Oh.
And Tom was there many, many times. He was there last year. He was there about 5 or 6 times this year. had about 3 hospital stays, and then that last one was about 3 weeks. He broke a hip, cancer's evil, and didn't fall, didn't do anything, just had what they call a lesion on his hip, and it just snapped. So we ended up in the hospital, and he was there for about a week and a half until they finally decided, like, you know, we thought he was headed to rehab, and then anyway, I'm rambling. And so what we noticed when we first went last year, they showed us, was outside there happens to be, what do you call it? Out on the deck.
I didn't.
I lost her.
No, you did because of the church thing. I'm like, I don't know where she's going with this, but like, okay.
So there happens to be.
So let me, because you were all right. So
you're not telling the whole story.
No, I know. I'm just gonna like set sort of the scene.
I'm like, this is my story.
But I mean, like, because you weren't in this area as much, because you were more like in the.
Oh, Tracy, you could see it outside his very first hospital window, where they said to us, "Oh, you got the view of the bees."
You can be in it if you want.
Yeah, you can be in it. You want to say hi? You want to say hi? Oh.
Oh, wait. Here, I can get it.
I'll get it. I'm
right here. Sorry. You can say hi.
Chloe says hi.
Hey, Chloe. Your spoon's over there.
Can Chloe and I be on My Outlander Purgatory?
Chloe, you want to be on camera?
Do you want to be on My Outlander Purgatory?
You have to come over here, though.
Is this going on the internet? Yeah. Okay. This isn't live, is it?
Yes.
No.
Oh, I was like, what? Hi. I was told not put that in there. I was so bad.
Like meta.
Your spoon's in the drawer. Your spoon's in the drawer.
I didn't realize, Carol, that you saw that like
a year and a half. He was in the hospital last November of 2017 in that hospital for a few days. Mm-hmm. Remember, we spent Thanksgiving in the hospital and ate Doritos out of the. And
I did not know
he was in the hospital then. He was in the hospital. I mean, in October.
I just didn't know that you happened. All right. Well, and where he
was. His very first room, as if it's like a nice hotel room or something, was right above that platform where the bees were.
So there, and in the last stay, the last 3 week stay, there was a sort of a big waiting room, like a big waiting loungy area, and there was a window, and the window overlooked kind of a part of the roof. But the roof was right there. Like, you looked out the window. If you could open the window, you'd step right out on the roof. And right there was this big beehive. Okay? And yeah, it's like, is that a thing? The hospitals with beehives?
They are, I'm guessing it is, but the bottom line is they are now raising bees because of various reasons. They're using...
Medical reasons?
Medical reasons, yes. Culinary reasons, yes.
Because I was like, do the bees like the medical waste or something?
Well, I think there's a lot of research and you know, who knows? The hospitals probably get money too.
And I mean, like, but anyway, like, there's a big display in this waiting area of like, you know, we got a grant to do this, and here's how bees work, and here's what a hive is like, and here's how you do it all, and you get the honey, and I don't remember if the honey goes in the food or whatever.
It's very calming because there were times when you just have to get out of the room and go for a walk.
Right.
And you would just stand in there and look at the bees, unless you were lucky enough to have a view of the bees. But you would just sort of stand in there and look at the bees. And in the summertime, they are really out and about, like, you know, or, you know, the fall. Mm-hmm. And then in the wintertime, there's not a whole lot.
But this was February. So this was like mid-February. So... You know, it's a big bee box. It's probably like, you know, I mean, you can't see this, but like big. But there were no bees around because it was cold. It was freezing cold.
They were all inside sleeping.
Right. So the day Tom passed was a really warm day. I mean, like really warm. I don't know what for February, like 50.
Yeah, that's right.
It was 55.
Yeah, it was warm.
Yeah, it was warm.
It was February 21st.
Do you want to? You can take it from here.
This is going to sound creepy to some of you guys, but anybody who's ever been through hospice or, you know, someone passing, it was 8 days. They thought it would be faster than that, and my husband was not one to go. Well, it was a party, and he used to say that I drove him nuts that I didn't leave the party. He'd be like, "Come on, Car, what are you doing?" And I'd be like, "I just have to say goodbye to one more person."
Right.
Well, also, this went on and on and on because he had a gazillion friends, and everybody came to the hospital. You guys, we had a party.
Oh my God, you guys.
Oh my God. 8 days, this hospital was so wonderful to us. They would bring food every day.
Snack time. Snack time.
I mean, just amazing. And we're all out. Like I said, if you knew, Tom had a lot of friends, and they were from a lot of different things. From work, from growing up, from rugby, a rugby team he was on, from my neighborhood, from the school. I mean, just gazillion friends. You guys saw him. He was like the way he was with you guys. He was with everyone.
Right. Everybody, that's who we should be apologizing to. Everybody on that floor. Everybody else on that floor, because...
So, all right, let's get to the story. Okay. So the bottom line is, it took a long time, and nobody wanted him to just pass as much as me, because it was just suffering, and it was bad, and it was... You just wanted him to go.
And you kind of knew it was going to be that day. You texted us, like, it's going to be today.
Yeah, and the last day, at one point, I just told everybody in the room, he has 5 brothers and sisters. He was like the Brady Bunch, 3 and 3, boys and girls. He was Peter. And I just said, you guys, first of all, the day before, I said, I don't think he's even in there now. I think he's floating around this room. I really just don't think that I didn't feel him in there. Anyway, I said, let's just go take a walk, because maybe I had read that sometimes on hospice, people just want to, they just want to go when no one's around. They don't want everybody watching them. They don't want, and so he was, at that point, he was just asleep. And I just said, come on, you guys, let's take a walk. So we all took a walk. And we were gone for a while, and he was still breathing. And next thing you know, like, I kind of popped my head in. I think my sister-in-law went back in. Well, I go back out, and I go, and
she comes in the lobby, in the waiting room, the big waiting area.
And the bees.
And we're just looking, we're standing outside. But remember, it's a warm day. And what's going on out there in that beehive? Bees everywhere.
And my sister-in-law.
Carol, well, you and I went like, Tracy, or
like
Carol, Tracy.
The bees.
It's the bees.
Yeah, that was weird.
It's the bees.
Yeah.
Right then.
And my sister-in-law comes running in and says, basically just like, Carol, you got to get in here. And I go in, and it was, shortly after. And Tracy and I are just like, oh my God. All this time we've been saying, what the hell does it mean when you say,
tell the bees that I am gone?
That I am gone.
Huh?
Oh, the chills.
I know.
Still chills.
I know.
And Tracy and I, you guys are going to be so creeped out at this. I mean, it wasn't right after, because I took off. Remember, I was like, get me out of here. But
I think you were telling the story to somebody. You were telling the story of the title.
The bottom line is, maybe it was when we got back here, but this is going on, the worst day of my life. And Tracy and I are like musing about Diana Gabaldon. Like, oh my God, like the bees.
The bees.
Go tell the bees that I am gone. I mean, So the only reason I'm tying that back into my crazy story about the old tenant church is just, I just feel like there's just craziness with me and these books and major things in my life that are tied to Outlander.
I know. Can you guys believe that? Like, bees. Like, what hospital has bees on the roof, first of all? And like, when are you around them at like...
And when are you standing there watching them when someone comes to tell you that
Yeah.
So the bees were made aware.
Yes. We have to make Diana aware of that as well, but we will. We'll take care of that one of these days.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell the flower story?
Oh my God.
Or do we save that for another day?
Well, we're never going to tell it if we wait for another day. But I just don't know that these guys feel like sitting through one more story. All right, I'm going to make it really quick because it's really kind of cool. Can you?
Yes, I'll go get it.
No. Just put pictures. Just put the pictures in. I have pictures.
Okay.
So I had this plant. I didn't know what it was. I'm a plant person. I root a lot of plants, and I just have plants all over the house. And I had this plant that Tom and I bought at a garage sale back in February of 2017. No, I guess it was February 2017 because it was 2 years. Yeah, And it did nothing. It was this weird plant. We didn't know what it was. It was like, the leaves look like palm leaves. I'm like, I just don't know what this is. And it just grew taller. The leaves were just, and she'll show you pictures. Taller. And I kept tying it up. I was like, I don't know what to do with this. And this year, like, as it was like almost, you guys, I swear to God, I'm not making this up and trying to be like, oh, it was so mystical. But as looking back while Tom was sick, this plant was not doing well. So when he was on hospice, the thing was just starting to go. Like, the leaves were.
Can I interject and just tell him that it was an amaryllis?
No, I don't know.
Okay.
That's coming.
The name of that. But,
that's coming.
Okay.
So this thing's like starting to look like this. Well, I wasn't doing well with my plants. My mother was, if she was here, was watering them, whatever. Well, finally Tom passed, and, I just, a day or two later, I looked at this plant. I'm like, I'm done. I don't have it in me. I just can't. When you take care of somebody for that long and you're defeated, the plant, I'm really no. I just picked it up and I put it on the floor near the mantle. And as I mentioned, Tom's ashes are on the mantle. Oh, the dog's story.
Oh, I thought of that too.
So that his ashes are on the mantle. I didn't go, let me put this dead plant. I just happened to put it over there, figuring, all right, I'll throw it out later. Well, when you're going through wackiness in your life, a week went by. And I go, the plant. I look at it and I'm like, there's a stalk growing out of the middle of all the dead leaves. So when I tell you this plant was deader than a doornail, because I will do anything to bring them back. I'm like, what the hell? There's all these yellow leaves, this dead thing. And all of a sudden, there's a stalk in the middle of it. Well, couple days, a week. It happened fast. There's big buds, giant, on the end of this stalk. And I swear to you guys, it was like it was happening when we would turn our head.
And this is the beginning of March.
You'd go to
that's
sleep.
Important.
You'd go to sleep, and like this freaking plant was like doing things. And I was like, what? This thing was dead. So I picked it back up and I put it on the mantle and I started Googling, and I find out it's called an amaryllis.
It's an amaryllis.
And it's supposed to be a Christmas flower. Everybody who saw it said to me, I buy them at Christmas.
Right.
Because by now it's red and it's starting to do something. Then it turned into, if any of you have had one, it opened this way, and there were 4 buds. Too big, too small. I don't know. Some people might be like, yeah, whatever. But to me, I felt like that was my family.
Tell me that part.
I have pictures. That was my family. Tom and I.
No, I didn't know the symbolism.
I have 2 children. So I was like, that's weird. The thing starts opening up. It's like the most stunning thing. I look it up. Happened to finally, on Tom's birthday, which was April 1st. He was my April Fool. He was no fool. And I swear to you guys, the greatest, the peak of this plant, of this flowering of this plant was on April 1st, was on his birthday. I'm not making this up. I'm not being this dramatic widow. I'm telling you right now, it was wild. So I'm like, this is the most wild thing I've ever seen. So I really start looking it up now. I'm like, amaryllis. Turns out it is called a red lion amaryllis. Now, I don't know if you've ever looked at the Scottish flag before, because most people only know of the blue and white with the white cross, the blue flag with the white cross. Well, Tom was like, oh, no. The Scottish flag is the rampant lion, which is what? A red lion. My brother-in-law actually has it is tattooed on his back, a red lion. So this thing is called a red lion. Mm-hmm. I mean...
And, well, the little corollary to that, too, is that, yes, I knew right away. I mean, you showed me that plant, and I was like, oh, yeah, that's an amaryllis, but it's really weird.
Yeah,
because
you knew.
You would normally, because that blooms in
Christmas,
December.
Right.
Because, and, ours didn't bloom this year either. I had one, my husband had one, that, just sat in a pot forever, did the same thing at the same time.
And 2 years went by with this plant and it did nothing. It didn't flower. It didn't have a stalk. It just sat there. So how weird is that? And then yours flowers. I mean, what the heck? The only thing I will say to that, see, I'm telling you, I'm not the dramatic widow. I do believe from what I read, they're like Australian or from New Zealand or, other side of the world where their stuff is going to bloom.
Yeah, it's opposite.
Or
so theirs is the 4th of July flower, even though they don't really celebrate 4th of July.
See, I'm not like, it's a sun. to me, it's a sign.
Well, and tell them again. You forgot also that, it's blooming again. Which never happens.
So I cut, once the flower started to die, I was like, I can't watch this thing die. So I just cut the stalk off, and I didn't want to throw it out. So I put it outside, and I just laid it down in my garden. I was like, you know what, it'll decompose in my garden, and I'll have it forever. Yeah. And I go out there. In fact, I forgot, I haven't looked at it lately, but I went out there 2 weeks ago, week and a half ago, and the thing had these giant, like, pods on it. On the dead thing out there. I was like, what is that? I'm telling you guys.
It's like Christine the car. It's just never going to die.
And so I read online that you're supposed to cut the bottom off and only leave a little bit, which I did. That's when I cut it. And it had some little shooting leaves. Well, now it's got about 7 or 8 leaves. It turned into a plant again. I'm like, oh, look how pretty. I can't believe it. This freaking thing has come back to life. And what happened? Another stalk came up last week, and now it hasn't opened yet, but it started. Yeah,
that's crazy. So I'll see if mine does it too.
And that was, like I said, when it happened, it was on the floor, like right below the ashes. And the last story that's real quick is that when I first brought the ashes home, and I didn't know what I was going to do with them, and I had them in a box, and I just put them on a table in my living room. And I went to bed that night, and the kids were sleeping in my room. We had family for, ever. And everybody went home, but the kids were still in the room with me. Not because they were begging to sleep with me, but because I was like, can you stay in my room? And so we're all there, a good half hour. Everybody's in bed. And I all of a sudden, I'm like, the dog. Like, where's the dog? The dog usually comes upstairs a half hour before I do.
Or she has her little bed, like right before bed.
So I'm like, where's the dog? So I go downstairs, look for the dog. She's asleep, like right on the floor, right underneath the table where the ashes are sitting. She never lays there. Never, ever, ever, ever lays there.
She knew.
Toss the mic.
She knew.
I'm done talking about this now.
Yep.
Can we please talk about something happening?
Okay. Carol, get some more of the wine. So, I'm trying to really quick run through Outlander stuff. I mean, season 5 has started filming. So we're super psyched for that. We have a year to go till MOP goes to Scotland. And
MOP goes to Scotland.
Hashtag MOP goes to Scotland. And
that sounds like a after school special.
I forget, we haven't done a video or anything since like we announced that. It sold out in 24 hours. Like, you guys are like,
wait, we did a video?
We did a video where we announced it.
We never told these guys? You guys.
But we never told them.
I think we did.
I mean, I told them, like, on Twitter
Tracey
or whatever.
and I were our pantalones. Because we were like, oh my God, what if this thing doesn't sell out and it's like close to the tour time? What are we going to do?
Right.
And I'm patting myself and yourself on the back because it was not even 24 hours. And it was
video.
Out. And that means we love you guys.
We love you so much. We love you. Love you. Love you. No, the video, we released the recap right after the finale, the season finale. And Lisa, who is the lovely head of Creative Adventures, the tour group that is leading this tour with us, 3 minutes in, she's like, got the first booking. 3 more minutes. There's another. There's another.
We were like,
oh my god.
No, we were like, they like us.
They really like us. And then the waiting list, I mean, there's a really big waiting list. But if you didn't get on there, first of all, get yourself on the waiting list because you just never know. You just never know. But second of all, This ain't the end. Clearly.
We're discussing our options.
Clearly, there's going to have to be more of us.
You guys, I need this trip.
We're so super psyched, you guys.
Oh my gosh.
You guys. So there's going to be more. I mean, we're already in talks. It's all good. But besides Scotland things, fingers crossed, we're kind of like tossing around the ideas of maybe doing some smaller, maybe a little more local trips. So just, we'll keep you posted, but for those of you who are watching and who are going on the trip, we're within the next, week or so, hopefully less than that, we'll be getting in touch and, we'll be communicating and having ways to do that and whatnot. Okay. So what else Outlander related? They started filming season 5. Diana keeps saying that the book is going to be finished. Book 9. Bees, clearly, because we were just talking about it. This year. So fingers crossed, we'll get ourselves to an event or something.
Karen just went.
There was an event in North Carolina, and you guys know Karen Henry. She just went and had great pictures. It looked like a lot of fun.
Oh, I didn't see them. God, I'm so out of the
It was on Facebook.
On Outlandish Observations.
On Outlandish Observations.
We have to give her a plug.
Let's look now. Look later.
I'm going to look now so I can tell you guys about it. Keep going.
Oh, good Lord.
We got to get to Game of Thrones.
Oh, I know. Congratulations to Laura Donnelly, who just won herself a Tony Award nomination today.
I didn't know that. Wow.
For Best Lead Actress in a Play for The Ferryman, which of course I didn't see. But, it's not a good time, so whatever.
Oh, look at Karen and
I know. It's so cute.
Aww.
That's a great picture.
Oh, I miss DG. We haven't seen her in a long time.
And also, this is a reason to not get rid of HBO, because Laura Donnelly just got the lead in a HBO series. So she is a mover and a shaker and going places.
What is it? Ooh, HBO,
I don't remember. So season 5 started filming.
Boy, would I like to be there for that.
I know.
Can you imagine being in Scotland for season 5?
Well, given that they just started filming, and we'll be there in 362 days, maybe they'll still be filming.
Would they be filming season 6?
No, I think, I don't know.
Are they going to start merging? Are they going to start merging books? Why am I under the impression that...
This is a whole other video of, and maybe we can do this another time, speculation in terms of...
Of Lord the Gathering?
No, I don't know that we're going to get the Gathering, which...
How can you not have the Gathering?
I guess you sort of have to have the Gathering because a lot of stuff goes down. But no, but just in terms of... Oh, I know a piece of news. In terms of how much longer it will go. So they're renewed for season 5 and they're renewed for season 6. But after season 6, what will happen? And there's a lot of speculation that, it's an expensive show to produce.
I'll tell you what will happen. Carol will be pissed. Not just because I'll be upset that if the show ends, but I want to see those seasons on my TV.
Right. I know, but there's a new there's a new sheriff in town at Stars, so there's that. But one other piece of news that will, I think, help matters in terms of making the show even more popular is that seasons 1 and 2 are going to be on U.S. Netflix. Don't yell at me, people that are outside the U.S., because I know you've had it on Netflix for a while, but we have not, and you're going to be able to see seasons 1 and 2.
People
and we were told, see, that's the thing, we were told by Chris Albrecht. Remember when we did the red carpet that time? And I specifically asked this of him. I said, will we ever see it on Netflix? And he said no. So I don't know.
It was 8 million years
I know it was 8 million years ago, but he's also not there anymore. So
oh, well, that'll do.
I don't know if that has anything to do with it or not. But in any case, we're getting seasons 1 and 2 on US Netflix. So a ton of people who don't have Stars and haven't been able to see the show will suddenly get to see it. And just think of how many shows you have been never heard of, or was might as well try that because it's on Netflix now, that you love.
So a lot of people will watch Outlander because it's on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let me ask you this. When are they going to get the rest of the seasons?
I would say probably, maybe after season 5. I don't know. They'll start with seasons 1 and 2. I don't know. So that's pretty much the Outlander news.
Gosh,
it's Droughtlander now. So, Carol, what have you been watching to fill your need during Droughtlander?
That would be Jaime Lannister.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something different, but I'll talk about that.
Love Island? She wants me to talk about you guys. So last summer we were in Scotland and we were at our cousins, Tom's cousins in Paisley. Hi, Lynn and Alistair, and flipping channels, and come across Love Island, and I'm like, what is this? And I'm not a big reality show person, especially not that kind of reality show. So I'm like, what is this? Next thing you know, we're all like, oh my God, she did not just say that. Do you see what he did? I mean, we were like, so I come home and I get it at home and I start watching it. And then I'm texting back and forth with Lynn and she's like, Carol, I didn't used to watch this. And now I'm finding myself watching it because you made me. And so what did I do? The night Tom, sorry, this whole video is so depressing. The night Tom died, I came home, and you guys know that Tom and I watched everything together. He watched chick flicks, he watched it all, and I honest to God, you think the weirdest things. I was like, forget Outlander. I mean, I couldn't even think about how it's going to be no fun. It's not going to be the. No, it'll be fun.
You're watching Game of Thrones, and I really didn't think you were going to be able to watch that.
I did. It's not going to be the fun it was. I mean, any of you guys who are on Twitter, oh my God, when Tracy and I jump in once in a while, tweet during, live tweet, and Tom just says this stuff that I'm just like, oh, I got to put this, I got to tell everybody. But so I was really worried, like, how am I going to do this? And the night he died, I just said we had 1 million family members here, a lot of his brothers and sisters, and I was like, you guys, I'm turning on Love Island because I just need something mindless. I just want to sit here. You're tired, you're exhausted, but I didn't want to go to bed. And anyway, I went back to season 1. Any of you guys in the UK who've seen it, oh my God. Oh my God, you guys, it's so addictive. Any of you at all. It's so ridiculously, stupidly addictive. Oh my God, it got me through. It got me through the worst time of my life. I love all those Love Island kids and their kids because I'm so old. Oh my God. So I watched, Keelan watched the rest of season 1 with me, and then I'm going to start season 2. And season 5 starts in June over there in the UK, and it's huge. Oh, it's huge. It's a huge show.
How many episodes per season? God help us.
A lot. How many episodes did we watch? There were a ton. I don't remember, but there's a lot because I'll tell you what, it's on 5 nights a week. And then like Saturday it's on like Monday through Friday. I don't know about my days if I'm right or not, but they'll have it like, let's say Monday through Friday, and then Saturday it's the recap of the week.
It sounds like Big Brother.
So there's like maybe like 7 weeks of shows. It's crazy. It's on every night.
It's like Big Brother.
Yeah, it's like Big Brother. It's like Big Brother meets Survivor meets The Bachelor meets, think of something else that's like romantic kind
Naked
of.
and Afraid? I don't know.
They're naked and I'm afraid. Yeah. It is, you guys, it was just what I needed, and it was just that kind of TV that's just guilty pleasure. And they were like my brothers and sisters. I was like, what am I going to do? I miss Hannah. And you find yourself talking, especially the Americans, you're talking like the Brits, and she's got this. I thought for sure, like, she ended up to be from Liverpool, but I thought she was gonna. Oh, I don't know.
I'm not gonna be watching that.
You didn't watch any of it?
No.
I got her to watch.
I will say I think I'm on episode 4 of. I mean, I don't really know what it's called. I'd call it Say It Like Shura.
Say It, Don't Spray It. Say It, Don't Spray It. You guys, I got her to watch Say It and Sura.
I watch it in the morning on the elliptical machine.
Wait, you make it sound like you've done this for weeks. You've watched 2 episodes.
No, I think I'm on episode. I think I started episode 4 this morning. Okay,
keep going. I'm doing something that has to do with this.
I think it's okay. I mean, it's kind of like it's just. Unless things change, it's kind of like every story ever. Like, it's kind of like the Bronze Horseman, except this. For whatever reason, I remember the heroine of the guy. She's Shura. What's his name? Seyit. Oh my God! This song is like literally every other second. Every other second. like every time they're in the same, they don't even have to be in the same frame. They might be like, she might be out frame here and he might be out frame here. And you just know that they're going to like have some goofy gaze because you hear this. and then it's like this. And he's like this.
Oh! Kevon's like too. Oh my god! Oh my god, you guys! It is not often that you have an actor who is stunningly beautiful and is truly a really good actor. I defy anybody out there to argue this with me. Kevon Totlatu, his name is, and he is, oh my god, why do you have to be Turkish? Come to America! Come to America!
So the really fascinating, interesting character, I mean, okay, so there's the two of them, I mean, it's like the Bronze Horseman all over again.
You guys, it is based on a true story. It is lovely. I'm telling you right now.
Like a lot of true stories, I'm sure.
No, you better back it up. What's her name? Nerman Besman? She lives in New Jersey. His granddaughter wrote it. I'm telling you, based on like diaries and stuff. I'm telling you right now, you guys. But it's if it has a little bit of a Bronze Horseman feel, it is. Well, Paulina Simons wrote the Bronze Horseman series based on, I mean, she lived there.
That's a true story too.
She lived there until she was 10, but she wrote that based on her grandparents' accounts of what it was like when St. Petersburg was Leningrad and World War II, and it's really fascinating. But this is different. This is the Russian Revolution. I mean, this is the Bolsheviks. This is...
and I have to say, like, that's one thing I don't like, and I probably should like look it up a little bit more. Like, it's not. I'm not learning as much about the history
Crimea
of all of it.
Read it. I have the book. Oh no, I have it.
Like, and I bet, and it's probably because it's Is it a Turkish show or a Russian show?
You guys,
or neither. True
Outlander fans who love the drama. I never knew there's a whole world out there, and it's called Turkish television. Turkish drama, and there's a million where this came from. I haven't even begun to dive into another one yet, but Kevon Totlatu will be in it, believe me. Oh my god.
But what I was going to say, so yeah, I mean, they have good chemistry and whatever. You know, she's like the same as the Bronze Horseman chick. Like, they're very much the same. The fascinating character to me is Petrov? Petra?
Oh, he's so... I don't want to say.
Don't say. I keep calling him, he looks sort of like the Turkish...
Petro.
Matthew Reese. It's from The Americans, which you should watch that. And that has Russian stuff in it. That half of that is in subtitles too, so you'll like it. But he's fascinating. He's really, I mean, he's the real like character that like has a lot of levels and has a lot of like conflict and like inner conflict.
You guys, every single person on this show is just stunning, and that's clearly not why we watch it.
Which one is that?
Petro. Oh my, he's fantastic.
He's very, very good.
I'm telling you guys right now. My God, you guys. Oh, hello. You know what? I wish I did this. It went
away.
I wish we did this months ago because I don't even remember some of the characters' names. My God, I was like crying every day.
I mean, and I will say this too, like in a lot of these kinds of dramas, you know, where there's a lot of soldiers running around, all the soldiers look alike. So it's really hard.
Tracey.
But they've done a fairly good job of making everybody look sort of different. So you can so you're not like, wait, is he, you know, there's like 4 friends and you definitely know who Seyit is. Say it.
Kurt, say it.
Say it. Say
it, the wolf.
You know who he is. You know who Turkish Matthew Reese is. And then there's another guy.
Jalil is his best friend.
That guy.
Oh, you guys.
Now, he's not the guy who just proposed to the actress, right?
Yes, that's Jaleel.
Oh, okay.
And here's me in Scotland this summer, and we went to a restaurant in Fort Augustus, was that? It was on Loch Ness. And, oh my gosh, and they had Turkish food, and some of the guys working there were Turkish, and somebody's name was Jaleel, or they had it written on something, and it's with a C. We called him Salil, or Salil. We didn't even know how to pronounce it. And, one of our Ancestry.com says we're only 2% Turkish, but FTDNA says we're like 18%.
Well,
Turkish.
that gives the show a whole new meaning to me, because now it's my homeland. I know, it's like, the other thing with the show is like, they do a lot of...
But they're in Russia, where you are right now. Yes, you're only on episode 2.
No, but it's so confusing because the girl's father is in a hospital, and I keep thinking...
Hey, spoilers!
It's not that much of a spoiler.
All right.
I keep thinking that they must have traveled to Turkey.
She's Russian.
Confusing.
He's
Russian. He's Turkish.
He's not Turkish.
He's different, because he can't, he has to not... He's
Shura's
Turkish.
family... Oh, Seyit's Turkish.
Yes.
But Seyit was born and raised in Crimea. Is it Crimea or Crimea?
I think it's Crimea.
This is where then I started Googling. You do get an education. Crimea is in between Russia and Turkey, and that's why they're always fighting over Crimea. That's why everybody since the dawn of time has fought against. Fought for it and taken over, and oh my god.
The other thing I have to say about it is that they do this thing a lot of times where it's not a flashback. It's like they remember something, so they remember something that so then they'll just show something that has already happened that you've seen, but they'll be remembering it. But they might as well just do the Wayne's World, because it'll go you'll hear that
the music,
and then it'll go,
so
and of course they'll get this look like.
It's
and then it'll go all in white. Yes, it's totally soap opera. Oh my god, that's exactly it.
Soap opera. And I'm going to tell you this right now. In the very beginning, you're like, what is this music I am listening to? You're like, this music is from 1976.
All I can tell you is that
and next thing you know, you're 10 episodes in, and you hear the music, and you're like, your heart's beating. No. Trust me, I said the same thing where you are. See, you guys don't listen to her because she's only 2 episodes in.
I'm still hearing Swan Lake because they were at Swan Lake for 3 episodes. So I just keep
thought
hearing,
you were only 2 episodes in. I thought. Okay. I thought you were on episode 2.
I know. I said I'm 4. I started 4 today. We might have to watch it here. Because I'll watch it here.
I watched bits and pieces of it sometimes just for fun, and I think 4's the one too.
Okay, I'll watch it. I just started it. Yes, because
spoiler.
Well, I won't tell you. Yes, 4. So maybe we'll watch 4 when this is done.
4, 8. I literally remember which episodes they are.
They're all multiples of 4.
And then when it's over. First of all, not when it's over, and Beth from That's Normal. Oh my god. I was tweeting like a mad woman.
Oh, does Beth from That's Normal watch it?
Yes. But see, there's things that you can't say. There are things that I can't say.
Maybe we'll have to do a special show with, I don't know if the That's Normal girls have done anything on this show or not.
They have.
Oh, okay.
They have.
How many seasons is it? Is it all done?
I don't know how many seasons it is. I'm trying to remember how many episodes. Tom watched the whole thing with me. Whole thing.
Did he make fun of it?
In the same way that, he would not make fun of it, but maybe a little bit here and there. What show don't you make fun of? But, I mean, seriously, he was totally into it. And he was like, that Jaleel, or the Petro, and this one, and that one. And, oh my God. And I have this friend, Laura, who we... email back and forth. I haven't talked to her in forever. And I was sending her emails this long. And she's met, I don't know if I'm saying her name right, Nerman Besman. Seyit's granddaughter wrote it. It's based off her book, and she lives part-time in New Jersey and part-time in Turkey. So it's really interesting. And you haven't gotten to him yet, but one of the actors down the line a little bit is her husband in real life.
I don't want to know who her grandmother is because that's a spoiler. All right.
And who plays, what's her name? Farah, I think is her name. The girl who plays Shura. She's flipping fantastic. You're at season 1, so her look, you're like, oh, I don't necessarily know about the hair color and this and that. By the end of the series, she's like stunning, and yes.
Is she going to change her hair color?
Perfect.
Is Seyit going to dump her, and then she's going to go bad? And like, you know...
I tell you nothing. I will tell. You know what? I just opened Twitter and I'm realizing, holy mother, I have like, you guys, I'm so bad on social media. I have messages from like February on this thing.
Yes, I mean, you know, Carol's taking baby steps back in. Like we're, you know, you have to make your baby steps a little bigger and sort of start taking over the Facebook again. Because I've left the Facebook like. I've tried to remember to do stuff on there, but because the Facebook metrics like will suck and no one will. You know, actually, no. You know what? People do get that. People do get the. I posted stuff about like Diana confirmed something. Oh! You probably didn't see it. No, yes, you did because I tweeted you.
How can you not have that reaction about? Is it Kavanch or Kavanch? How can you not have the reaction about him and you're on episode 4 already?
No, they tweeted, this was the big news of the day. They tweeted an official still from season 5 and the bangs are gone.
Oh, you sent me that.
And I sent you that and then Diana confirmed it and that was, oh my God. But we got a ton of hits on that on Facebook. But can we talk about, since you brought it up, and I'm not going to make a spoiler alert, I'm just going to say spoilers and I'll put it in the beginning, but Game of Thrones.
It was so good, but
we're 3 episodes in. 3 episodes.
If anybody knows how to lighten the episode, send it to me because I couldn't see. People would say to me, "Oh my God, were you the one who said to me? I didn't know it was a dragon war." And I was like, "What dragon war?"
They need to show that whole episode through like a Snapchat filter. So.
I was like, could someone please explain to me why Jon Snow and Daenerys are just flying around town when this huge battle's going on? I didn't know what they were doing.
A battle. I had to read like the Entertainment Weekly recap to get that. I just thought they were like, goofing around.
I want you to explain
it was a dragon war.
Why we had to throw out the Dothraki. Because basically that's what they did. Get out there, and then they were like,
the Dothraki were Seyit and like his buddies that are to go to the front line. They're all going to the front line.
Yeah. I'm telling you right now, it was like all of a sudden they were just gone. And next thing you know, here come the dragons with the flame. Well, why the frick didn't you do that the first time? Because some of those Dothrakis have to be almost as hot as Khal Drogo.
Well, I got to think that half of the Unsullied are gone too.
Did they go out with them? I thought they went.
No, they were like the second line. I think.
Yeah.
No, I think the Dothrakis are probably expendable.
How'd you like? What was her?
Missandei.
I know.
When
they're like, oh, she's like, oh, maybe she's saved your ass.
I love Missandei. I was so sad. We kept calling her, like, because we didn't really know her. I know her name is Lyanna now, but we didn't know her name then. And
I just
little bear girl.
I just call her
Bear Island girl.
Lil Queen.
But she went out and stopped. But like, she slayed the giant.
Yeah, she's awesome. But oh my God, I'm devastated over Theon. Devastated. Just devastated. I love. You know what I love about Theon? Theon just shows you that someone can just be, it wasn't like Jaime Lannister, where Jaime Lannister was just kind of wicked because of his dumb sister, and he was just greedy, and he was this, and he was that. Theon was just dumb. Like, Theon wasn't thinking. His whole persona in the beginning, like, and then he was like, he started getting like cocky. I can take over. I can oh, I can. And then he tried and he failed and he realized and then it was too late. And then he had to suffer. And then redemption with Sansa and he saved Sansa and Sansa loved him. And I was like, what a story. And then, bam. I'm sorry. You know what? I guess I just said why Theon. He's still had a little bit of lingering dumb because why are you going after the Night King? I mean, really? He's like this?
Because, I mean, that was like he knew.
Because
that
he was
his
trying to do the
redemption.
right thing.
Ultimate redemption.
Yes.
I was shipping him and Sansa really hard, though.
I mean, duh. I know why he did it. I'm just saying, like, dude, did you really think you're Arya Stark?
I know. Who do you think you are, Arya? No. And Arya was just badass. But I kept, did anybody else also think, like, you know, we were watching it and my husband was like, maybe she's going to like take somebody's face. And I was like, that's so brilliant. Ooh. Of course. Why wouldn't she? Like, that's the point of her. A girl has no face. A girl has no name. And then I was like, but I don't know the rules of face taking. And then she killed one of the White Walkers or whatever they're called. And I was like, I thought I remembered some rule where like you had to kill the person to take their face. Was that how,
you can't take the face of some...
Because don't you remember, like, when she was training with Jakar, and...
You can't take the face of someone who's alive.
In Bravos, all those, like, faces were hanging up on the wall?
Yeah.
But weren't those all dead faces?
Yes.
And you could take their face when they were dead?
Yes, you can't take someone's face.
I know, but I thought she could take the face of the White Walker once... She, cause that was what was confusing, was like, you know, here's Jon Snow, like, dagger, and here's the Night King, like, and here's Jon Snow, and then, whoof, it's Arya. Like, where did she come from?
She just came from,
so
like,
you know, like, maybe she was, like, a White Walker, like, wearing the White Walker's face, and that's how she sort of infiltrated that. I don't know. Maybe she was there all the time.
I think you just made that up.
I think I just made that up.
I think it's funny that Tracey, like, I knew Tracey wanted to sit on that side, and I was, like, wanting to sit on that side, because I'm like, that's my better side. But I was like, no, it's all right, I'll sit on this side, whatever. And this is, like, my awful side. So now I'm noticing that I'm talking to you like this, and I'm like, yeah. And I'm looking at you in the screen, and I'm not looking at you here, because I don't want to turn my
I didn't know. Well, you should have sat on that side then.
That, and you guys should have seen Tracey and me before we were like, okay, plastic surgery.
Oh my
look
God.
how much better I look.
I know.
Do that. Do that to yourself. You guys.
No, it's
everybody do this.
Okay, ready? Go.
Okay, not like Real Housewives of New Jersey. Just like a little bit.
I'm gonna go
oh my God. So much better. This takes like 20 years off you.
All right.
Don't you love how the equivalent of like one glass of wine, because we had like halves,
well,
and I have the rosacea white under my eyes starting.
We had a little tiny, we knew some people at the restaurant that we went today, and they were like, we're done with our wine. You want it? We're like, okay.
That was hours ago. That was like 5 hours
I know. Well, we've been at this for an hour and 9 minutes. And I can't really think of anything more.
There has to be more Game of Thrones. Cersei, wait till next week.
I know.
Girlfriend's getting herself. She thinks
Cersei
that
is
Theon's jerky uncle thinks that she's pregnant, is going to think she's pregnant with his kid.
Cersei, I gotta say, I mean, like, she's a bitch, but, like, she's smart. Like, she's got a full army now, and Winterfell is, like, a little short.
I'm hearing speculation that Jaime might change back. And if that happens, I will lose my...
Wait. Now, okay.
You guys, how did she miss this?
I didn't miss it. I just don't see it.
Tracey, it's been a bit of a storyline running in the background for like 3 seasons.
I think that, okay, Jaime and Brienne of Tarth. What do you guys think? Carol's like, oh, they're totally getting together. And I'm like... Really? You think so? Because I think that
they love each other. I don't know that they're going to get together, but they have enormous... She's just like... They've been through so much together.
Yesterday you were like, they're totally together.
Here's what I think.
They have a love for each other, but that's not necessarily like they're in love.
Oh. Who's not in love with Jaime Lannister?
He's Jaime
Lannister.
Jaime Lannister is not looking good this season.
I think he looks great this season. I love his hair. He's got more hair this season. I think that's the whole reason they're doing that, giving him the hair, is because they want him to look different because he's good now. He looks almost like not childlike, but like young boy hair.
I think the apex of the Jaime Lannister and Brienne of Tarth story, the climax of it, if you will, happened last episode where he knighted her. That was
she climaxed.
that was him giving her the respect and the like, you are my equal, I am your equal, and the whole like, I would be honored to fight for you at your side. That was the apex of their relationship. That's their relationship to me. To me is there's closure. That's closure.
Nope.
You think that their relationship does not get closer until there's bow chicka bow.
Absolutely. I mean, if it ends, what are there, 3 episodes left?
Yes.
If it ends and they don't, I'm not going to be like, I can't believe they didn't. But I won't be shocked if they do. I have a theory in my head. You want to hear my theory? I mean, this has been Spoilerville, so my theory is that they're going to, and then something's going to happen to her. Like, she's going to die somehow, and then he's going to get pissed off and take off and head back to Cersei, but I don't know what's going to happen then.
I think he's more likely to be totally annihilated by the big red-haired, red-bearded dude whose name I never
She
know.
doesn't want big red-haired. She doesn't want big red-haired, bearded dude.
I think she's more likely to end up with him.
No. He might like her, but she doesn't like him. Why? Just because she's a big girl and he's a big guy? He likes her because she's a big girl and tough and all that. She's not. She never felt like a big, tough girl inside. She only went for that persona because that's what was bestowed upon her.
She was in love with Renly Baratheon. That's true.
She did not, as a young girl, she felt awkward and whatever, but she has the heart of a young girl. She's the heart of a warrior and the heart of a young girl, all in there together. And Jaime Lannister brings out the heart of the young girl. And in the very beginning, when she and Jaime Lannister first met, she was like, acting like, but she was definitely taken by him. And she was, she knew the stories of Jaime Lannister, this Kingslayer and everything. So there was a part of her that respected him up front, but then she was all, and he was all, but they went through everything together. And they developed a respect and a mutual, not adoration, but she had more adoration for him. Now, the way he's looked at her the last 2 episodes, oh my God.
Well, it's no say it like Shura look.
I hope that none of you guys out there don't take Seyit and Sura seriously, because my sister is choosing to abuse what she cannot wrap her brain around, okay? Because it is an awesome show, and I can't even say, because that's a major spoiler. I am telling you right now, but now that we've gotten to this point, when she stepped up for him, when Dragons was ready to kill him, and Brienne gets up there and is like, Jaime Lannister is, what did she say?
I don't know. He's a good guy.
He's a good man.
He's a good man.
Oh, that was good. And he was just like so taken that someone would stand up for him that way and say those things about him, because he knows he was a douche. He knows I've been a douche for years with Cersei. So he was just so taken, and it's unconditional. That's the thing. There's an unconditional love happening there that she has for him, and now he has it for her too. And I think they are perfect together, but I feel they're star-crossed. I really do. I feel like I just don't know what's going to happen. There's a whole Brienne and Jaime website I sent you to yesterday. Shipping, what was it called? Now I feel like I should give them some love because I mentioned them. You guys, Google like shipping Brienne and Jaime.
I don't know. I feel like they're I don't know. It's kind of like it goes beyond, it goes beyond like earthly. It's just I don't know. I don't know. I don't feel it. I don't feel it. But I guess we'll see. What else? Anything else?
Yeah, there's more in the show. That we're what's his name is dead. And
Sir Jorah!
And the mother of dragons is like
the mother of dragons is like
out. And I'm like,
the mother of dragons is like realizing
maybe you should have gotten
yeah.
maybe you should have hopped on Pop when you had the chance. But instead, you're too busy doing your nephew.
She's doing her nephew, and before that, who was that? Like swarthy, not
Tracy. Who was that?
He wasn't. Well, I mean, she had a Dothraki too. I mean, she had to marry.
You get a Dothraki. You get a Dothraki.
Who was that guy? One of her advisors, like 2 or 3 seasons ago, and I think he ended up getting killed. But he was kind of like just swarthy and like, see, you don't even remember him. And she went off with him before she went off with Ser Jorah. Ser Jorah is hot AF, first of all.
Was that the guy they switched from one season to the next?
Yes! Yes!
And they expected us not to notice? Yes! And the first actor was gorgeous.
And the second
one was gorgeous, but not my kind of, he was just boring gorgeous.
In a normal way. Yes, that's exactly it. And she was with him instead of Ser Jorah, and then she kicked Ser Jorah out just because he was like, he
trying to kill her.
I don't remember.
He was feeding the information back to Robert Baratheon.
Oh, right, but that was at the very, 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 very beginning, before he knew his true feelings. But then when he had the scabies or whatever it was. Didn't she kick him out then?
Do you see why it's really helpful for me to have her here 2 days a week? Because she keeps me from just doing Lord knows what. Oh my god.
You're still grabbing in a good way.
Scabies.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Scabies. He had the scabies and stuff.
What was that called?
He was the Rocket Man. He was the Rocky Man.
What was that disease called that he had?
Rock skin. He had the rock skin disease. He was like Crackle.
The one that Sam Tarly cured.
He was like Crackle paint. And then Sam had to just
dragon skin?
Yeah, and Sam had to peel it off one crackle at a time.
But anyway, point being, because we have to end this. Look, we're almost an hour and a half.
Cut it in half.
No.
We'll just have little videos every day.
Now you made me want to watch episode 4 of Say It Like
we are. As soon as we turn this off, we are.
Okay. But no, I'm sorry, Khaleesi. I am sorry. If you're choosing between, Jon Snow, that's I'm Jon Snow, and, whatever. And, Jon Snow is the boy. Ser Jorah is a man.
Tracy just bit, and she just accidentally, and it went up and over.
Did it drop down the grade?
Who knew?
Oh my god, I have to flip it.
Ser Jorah?
Oh. Ser Jorah is a man.
I've never heard his name in all of these seasons.
I feel bad for him because Lady Mary didn't want me to run down.
Oh yeah, Lady Mary turned him down on. I'll take it. She's like, I'll take it. Oh my god, let's start a campaign to get Tracy to meet Ser Jorah. I don't even know how to say his name.
Jorah. Jorah Mormont.
Oh, I thought there was a G in there.
With some relation of little, mini me Arya.
That Sansa. Now, I
love that scene.
I truly believe that if Theon had lived, you guys, is there any possible way that Theon could still be alive?
No. Theon does not. The Lord of Light lady is gone, so she's not resurrecting him. I thought you had traditions around here.
Maybe someone else knows how to resurrect besides the Lord of Light. God, I'm so happy she's gone. You know who she dates in real life?
Who?
Or is married to? Who's the guy who played the king in the King's Speech? The abdicated. He was in the L.A. movie. Oh my God, what's his name?
I can see him.
They are either married or date forever.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Okay, so Lord of Light Lady.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but maybe Theon, what did it really get? It kind of went in the side.
Theon is dead. He is really most sincerely dead.
No, why kill Theon?
Plus, he was killed by the Night King, so he would become like a White Walker or whatever they were called anyway.
He's like a walker with Carl and Vic.
So once Arya killed the Night Watchman, I wanted to call him the Night Watchman. Oh my God, the Night King. He probably like cracked up and melted anyway.
Maybe he came back to life.
Yeah, we did.
Maybe something odd. Maybe Bran can bring. Why the frick can't Bran bring?
Yeah, I gotta say the whole Bran thing. Let's talk about the Bran thing. Okay, so the
thing starts. They're all protecting him, and he's like, "I'm gonna go fly."
So, but even that, I don't get the point of flying. So, what was he finding out? He was. When the Night King is going to come?
Nothing.
It
didn't make any sense. And then they're like, Bran, I'm so sorry. I almost killed you and talked about you to everyone at school and threw you out a window. And everybody's coming to Bran. I'm so sorry. And Bran's like, that's me. What you are today. And that's why you are here.
I'll move now. I need to go be a bird now.
So I can fly away.
Bye. And if I can make my eyes do that, I will.
Maybe he's what's her name from Forrest Gump. Maybe a bird so I can fly away.
Alright, it is now 1:23.
Okay, who cares? Do you guys care? I know you don't care.
If you want to watch that show, it's almost 10:30.
Right, but anybody who cares left a long time ago.
I care.
Wait, haven't we been watching anything else?
Well.
Didn't I watch something
I'm trying to get Carol to watch Schitt's Creek.
I've watched
we made it through.
1.5.
I know that I made you make.
Asleep. I might have fallen asleep for that too. We were a little
tired. It's great. You guys, you should watch that show. It's on Netflix. Yeah, it's on Netflix, and then the last season is on. It's done now, but it was on this Pop TV. And if you're in Canada, you can get it on Real TV. That's a Canadian show. It's very funny. It stars Eugene Levy, Catherine O'Hara, Eugene Levy's son, Daniel. And he's the creator and everything. And it's about this very wealthy family who loses everything and is forced to go live in this town that the dad bought as a joke. And so they live in a motel. Chris, what's his name?
Oh God, is he funny?
Chris, what's his name?
He was in something about Mary. Bella.
Plays the mayor. It's a lot of really quirky characters. But the character development is really amazing. And these characters really grow and change. And it's 30 minutes. And if you're watching it without commercials, it's 20 minutes. So it's really, it's an easy ride. You can get through a bunch a night. Just watch it. It's really funny. And it gets better as each season goes by. Would be my recommendation. What else?
I'm just waiting for Poldark.
Oh, I know.
Mr. Poldark.
Oh, we've been watching. You don't really watch this anymore, but Call the Midwife for watching that.
That is how I have grown involved. Because in the beginning, I was like, I can never watch Poldark again, by myself, and now I'm like, all right, I can sit on the couch by myself.
I just said either during this video or when we were at dinner. I think it was when we were at dinner. I really didn't think she was watching Game of Thrones, and here you go.
Okay, so the first episode of Game of Thrones this season. My friends were like, we'll come over, we'll watch it together.
I was going to do that too.
But then it was I don't know, it was a weird Sunday night, everybody was tired and this and that, and I had so much going on, and I have very dear neighbors who have us, they either come here or they have us come there every night, go there every night, every Sunday night for dinner. So it was one of those Sunday nights where it was just tired and 8:30 and oh my God, and I was just like, you guys, I'm good. I'm good. I need to go to bed soon, so I'm just going to watch and go. I'm good. I'm evolving. I'm getting there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. One foot in front of the other, and soon you'll be walking across the floor, as Kris Kringle says so eloquently.
I'll be walking across the floor.
Yep. Things are moving and shaking.
Oh, you're taking that to be I'll be walking across the floor, and I'm like, yeah. I'll be walking across the floor. I'll be cleaning the floor. I'll be walking across the floor. I'll be paying for the floor.
All right, so I'm going to say we call it a night because that way we'll be forced to make another video.
No, we won't. It's going to take forever. We're here now. Talk about it. You can cut it out.
No, I have nothing more to talk about, and you're going to lose me. I'm telling you. If you want me to watch the show with you, we're going to have to
I didn't even know that was on the table.
Well, you put it on the table.
All right.
You put it on the table.
Right
here.
You guys, we're going to watch a little Seyit
and I have been, as Carol says, I've been coming here a couple of times a week. We'll see. Right now at work, things are... I guess that's sort of like a new thing that I hadn't really reported on because I don't even think I don't think hoodie season had started or I just started.
Are you talking about your job?
Yes.
You just said it's been so long and now you're going to launch into your job.
No, I'm just saying it's been 15 seconds. Oh. We're not that busy right now. I'm usually like crazy busy. So it's been kind of like a good time to be adjusting to being a remote worker as opposed to going into an office. And it also allows me some freedom to come down here a couple times a week or like stay like
with my pathetic ass
to stay, I usually stay overnight, so I'll be here like 2 days. But that train's gonna be leaving the station as soon as I'm like really busy or whatever. But for now, that's what I'm doing, and, just kind of hanging out. So, but point being, like, we'll maybe be able to do another one of these videos, like, maybe poolside next time.
If I find somebody to open the pool.
If you'd like to open Carol's pool, well, we're taking volunteers for that.
I was going to say if it were up to me, it would stay closed, but I would much rather look at a pool than a green cover.
I was thinking
the kids have so much.
I was thinking of that the other day, Carol. Depending on how far your Wi-Fi stretches, hell, I can work out there. Get myself an outlet.
I was like, where's she going with this?
Just got myself an outlet, and we're good. All right.
Yeah, there's outlets out there.
Yeah. There you go. So we'll be reporting on various things that we watch and do and whatever.
Okay.
All right, guys. As always, let us know how you're doing. Let us know what you're thinking. On the website, I'm always afraid to say blog now because she's going to kill me.
The blog site, which I've done nothing with. I'm sorry, but
yeah, you'll do it you'll do it at some point. It's all good.
They say you should journal, and if I could find the time someday when I'm not
thought you were
tying my
bit.
life back together, I'll journal.
And the Twitters, the Facebook, the Instagram. I'll post this on Instagram. I kind of didn't really post anything yet since February, so I'll do that.
And tell us what you guys have all been up to.
And tell us what you've been up to because we really want to know. And we will talk soon, guys. See you later. Bye. We love you. Bye.
I just have to quick backtrack for 2 seconds. When his back made me think of when Frank said flogging.
Oh, yeah. Don't ever say that.
Claire was like, don't ever say that in my presence. And Tom was like, oh, poor you. Oh, don't ever. Is there anything else you'd like me to not say in your presence?
Spare me the drama.
He said, spare me the drama. He just repeated it for me.
So anyway, where was I? Oh, yeah. So
anything
Claire...
else? Just one word to describe Claire. He goes, bitch. Oh, come on. Give us more. You're public awake.
Claire has an unbelievable attitude. She comes back from the dead. She's gone for 2 years. She's pregnant. She hasn't been around for 2 years. She comes back and she's like, Frank, I was in love with another man. I was in another time. And I'm pregnant with his baby. Deal. And Frank's like, I'm just grateful that you're here, Frank. I mean, could the man be more spineless? I mean, I get it. He's, but nothing that happened before now counts, Claire. It's just that you're back. And I can't blame the guy for being spineless because he's spineless, but Claire is just insufferable. And this is why I hated her in the books. And I didn't hate her in season one because in season one...
Caesar, slip of the tongue, Rome.
I know, right? In season one...
Oh, you watch Rome, me too.
They kind of like softened her up in season one. They made you like her. But in season two, the whole book's coming back. And this is why I hated the books. No, I didn't hate the books. I hated Claire in the books. Because this is what Claire was in the books. That attitude that she had laying in that hospital bed, like, yeah, I'm here. Yeah, I'm pregnant. I haven't been around 2 years. What's your problem? That's what I hate about Claire. That's Claire in a nutshell. And Frank is this jellyfish that's just happy because he knew he married way above his station. Way above his station, right? Right? Okay?
Easy.
So, Frank knows this, so he's just happy to have Claire back in his life. The only time that really like surprised me with Frank, remember when he met the people in the alley and the one was like trying to fleece him and like he got out the brass knuckles and he knuckled him up? I was like, wow, Frank's got some talent. You know what I mean? Like Frank's like a cage fighter of his day.
Tom, this is written in my notes. Like, wait.
I'm spitting pickles.
And you drank all the... You were just on camera.
Tom, tell Tom.
Tom was just on camera.
I wrote in my notes, photographer, wanted Frank to pound on him like alleyway dude. Like, I totally was hoping
had that in her notes.
Yeah.
Like, boom.
Wouldn't you?
Frank just stood there like this.
Of course I would.
Frank wanted to pound Claire.
He's so used to being beaten down like a puppy. Like, you know, turn down that dreadful thing. Like, it's a radio, okay? I mean, it's not even like, you know, it's not even like a stereo. It's just, it's like, you know, like tubes and stuff, you know, with dials and like, you know, 60, 61, 62. What a joke.
They should have had it playing.
And he's like, okay, Claire, happy you're back. I'll turn it down.
We were yelling at each other while we were watching this because I was like, don't you talk about Claire. And he was,
and this is why
I was like, you don't know what she's
This is why I hated Claire in the books, but I didn't hate her in season one because they softened her up in season one.
Maybe they'll soften her up next week. There's always next week.
They made her the more lovable Claire in season one. And in season two, it all came flooding back. The whole reason why... And what was the first episode in season two? The burning of the ship. And that's the main reason why I hate her.
Yeah, that ticks me off in the book, too.
I remember that.
I know better than... What did she always say? I was born in the year of the Lord, 1940, whatever, and I was immunized and vaccinated, and I don't care about smallpox. A pox on you. Back up. Everyone back up. I'm a woman. Hear me roar. Back up. I don't fear smallpox.